There's a big federal economic announcement happening around June 10th. I think that Bitcoin has a strong chance of rallying up first and then dumping around June 9th to June 10th, along with the traditional markets as well. The traditional markets, I would assume that they're going to make a lower local high, but this would be my guess. However, in this analysis here today, that should get you through into the early next week. So this is Saturday, June 4th. This should last until Wednesday. I'm going to give you the multiple things that I can see happening with the Bitcoin chart over the next 5 to 10 days or so, and it'll look something like you're going to see right here on the screen. This is an update that I provided both to my YouTube tiers. So for the YouTube tiers, there are join buttons right below each of the videos. You can click and another video will pop up describing what you get. It's essentially 10 to 14 updates plus the recordings of the Discord live chats for the Cryptillion tier, and then the Discord links are in the description section of all my videos. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Cosasverdes with the number 2 afterward. Anyway, this is roughly what I'm going to go over, and I'm going to have to keep it fast because I'm getting ready to head to a small roller coaster park, and yeah, I have people probably going to come to my door, so let's dive in and not waste any time. First and foremost, I want to start with the daily. I want to show you all that a move up is still absolutely intact, because the daily RSI says I'm good. It says I'm good to go, bro. Good to go. I've got coffee in me. I'm ready to perk up. Okay. This is fine. It is above. It hasn't even touched its EMA yet. Do you see that? The daily is in fine shape. Let's look at the 2-day. I don't know what. Yeah, look at the 2-day. The 2-day is even higher low, higher high structure above its EMA. This could get thousands and thousands of dollars of price action to the upside. However, the daily typically has the habit of hitting, if it's going to be some type of down move, of a lower high and then a stronger down move, the daily RSI typically bumps its head on the white line or the red line or somewhere in between. So it has bumped its head on the red line. It could go down. However, it is holding pretty strong there. It looks like it's going to bump its head here or here before things go down. And that could easily be 32 to 34, 35K. It could. Doesn't mean it has to be. Because price could actually just come up to the red line again, bump its head, and then chill out. So the daily RSI is intact. A move up to 34 and change, or the weekly 10 EMA, which I guess I can throw on right here. You can see the weekly 10 flashing. See that? And I've essentially extended it. So this line right here. And you can see that that is within this range. And if I zoom into a smaller chart, now that we know the daily definitely has permission to keep going up, you can see that Bitcoin went, here, let me go to the 30-minute chart. We have two different ranges here. I have them labeled, right? So see the labeling? Okay. Now, it is between them, essentially, but it looks like price is riding the bottom of the, I guess, AKA current channel, and it looks like it wants to break into me. Typically, if you're going to get rejected and failed, you'll either fail, then reject, then go down, or you'll get rejected, then fail, then go down, but not 3 times with higher highs and higher low type of structure. I think this wants to break into there. Now, here is what I could see happening with that loose assumption. So I am going to put as the 4th most likely situation that this line here, so it's an ascending line. So for today, it's going to be somewhere around, I mean, honestly, the daily open, this could be a doji day, but around 29.9, somewhere 29.850 for the next day. Tomorrow, it would be about 29.950, okay? This line is ascending. So that would be my 4th most likely scenario. This acts as resistance, and then it heads back down lower to the, in the low $28,000, back into this range here. If we zoom out, it would go back into this 3-month long channel, which is completely possible, and I'm labeling it as the 4th, but because of the structure and the daily RSI, I will put that as the 4th most likely. Now, among the other 3 most likely, I don't know which one is the most likely out of the 3. I really don't know. So I'm going to give you the top 3 things that I'm looking for. This is the 1 hour 200 EMA, this orange line right here, okay? And it is essentially the same thing as the daily 10. I can see price getting back up to the daily 10 or the 1 hour 200 EMA. It's the most magical line. It's not the most powerful or the most traded, but it is an amazing line. 1 hour 200 EMA. I could see price getting back above there, hitting a 45-degree angle, which crypto loves 45-degree angles for lower highs. I'm telling you, if you literally use this trick, it will help you in your trading so much. So because that 45-degree angle to this local high is above this, I think one of the three most likely scenarios is price has a fake out rally, and it really, and then it comes down here, and let me just draw it out. So for one option, into next week, it comes up here. And then the rest of the week, the traditional markets don't really rally too hard, but they stay looking like they want to. And then Bitcoin just peters out, and then goes down. All right. So I could see Bitcoin for a fake out rally going up to about 30,300 as one option. All right. So that's one. And I can post these. I'm going to post these both to Twitter and YouTube as well. These price paths. The second price path is I am the more bullish one. So I'll do the most bearish, and then the most bullish, and then the one in the middle. I could see this honestly coming up all the way to the weekly 10 over next week before June 10th. So let me go to a 15-minute chart so I can see June 10th. It's June 9th. That's good enough. I'll put Alt V, good, just for a marker. And I think Bitcoin could rally all the way up there to almost 35K. I don't think it'll hit 35K anymore because it would have had to come from here. So I think 35K is kind of off the table, but 34.8 I think is on the table because the weekly 10. I think it could do something almost similar and come back down, test that as support, come up, rally up, bam, boom, 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 rally up, something like that, boom. Get above, boom, 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 and then start really taking. Something like that. And I will make it a different color. That is the more bullish case. That's a big fake out, but it's the weekly 10. I mean, and it's in the channel. It's not going out of the channel. It's completely normal move. I mean, but... and I'm expecting, so that would be a 16% move, and that would be an example of being volatile both ways. Go up before you got to get down, got to get up to get down. All right, so that would be the second most likely scenario, or among the top three. And then the third one, I'm really targeting somewhere around 31,250 along this structure here, and that would align almost beautifully, or pretty beautifully, with this same line in this channel. So I will do the third. So it's going to have some struggle here. Something like that. Bam, 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 bam. And then maybe go like this. Look like it might want to bust out. And then boom, 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 boom. Something to that effect. And we'll make this blue. And these are the three price paths that I can see happening. So they're essentially, they smell the same. See how it's almost the same shape? Up, then down. Up, then down, like an arc. Woo! But how big the arc is and how to which resistance it goes is, in my mind, the question. And for the fourth most likely pattern, I think it could end up being rejected by this line here, this channel, and then break more immediately back into this channel, which means it doesn't make an arc. It just kind of floats up and then crashes down. But man, I don't know. I really don't see that happening. I think volatility will happen a fake out first. I think volatility is getting ready to increase pretty heavily. And there's with so many longs on the freaking table, I think they're going to want to, the big boys who are going to be selling on spot to crash Bitcoin, or not crash it, but to make it go down strongly, they're going to want to buy on spot to get people to take on more longs so the big boys can take on more shorts, because they can't short if there's no one longing, right? If there are only $10 of shorts on an exchange in futures on a certain coin, you can only have $10 of longs. It is a 1-for-1. You literally can't do it because the market book will be empty and there's nothing to buy, right? So I think some type of bull trap will be created. And I think it'll be, obviously this price pass of the red wouldn't be much of a bull trap, but it would be enough to get people excited because longs are already off the table. So if we look at Bitfinex longs here, I mean, they're like, here, let's go to the data. Look at this shit. Look at this. Here, let's take off these EMAs. Look at this. This is absolutely this is astronomical. Like this is only one exchange, but this is pretty representative of the whole market, to my knowledge. So there might not need to be much of a bull trap. Look, they're trapping themselves. Look at this shit. Who is doing this? I don't think this is whales doing this. I think this is retail. I bet shorts are starting to go up too. So shorts are starting to inch up. Yeah, they're starting to inch up. They got higher highs and higher lows. Look at this. I think this is smart money. Higher highs, higher lows. Not doing anything stupid and ridiculous. I think this is the smart money on the shorts on Bitfinex, because this is like the whale exchanges, or one of the whale exchanges. I think this is retail. Why the hell is retail doing this? I think they're getting ready to get crushed. But so this would be, and why I'm showing this would be the case for the red path, because not much of a bull trap needs to happen in crypto because they're trapping themselves. So honestly, this might be my number one. It just barely goes above the daily 10 or the 1 hour 200 EMA, and then it starts falling out of this range. So that might be my first pick. I actually might pick an order: red, blue, then yellow. For most likely, second most likely, third most likely, and then the fourth most likely. I've already explained it doesn't get above this this green line here, which is going to be about 28,900. I think. Yeah, that means today, if it closes green, it'd be a very small candle, very small candle green. If it closes green, and that's what we got for the next, potentially 3 to 8 days of price action for my top 3 guesses. And again, this is an important level here. If you do see price get above the 1 hour 200 EMA, the next obstacle is 31,250. That is an important level. And if it can get above there, then you can fairly safely assume price will go to the weekly 10 EMA. If it can get above 31,250 and use it as support, okay, just like this yellow line did, the next thing is the weekly 10. It's going to go up there. So essentially, look at the daily 10. If it gets above, then 31,250. If it gets above, then the weekly 10, in that order. And that's it. Unless the fourth most likely plays out. But that's literally the only thing you should be thinking over the next 5 days. So target the daily 10. Okay? If it gets above, then 31,250. If it gets above, then the weekly 10. So you just look up, what next? Look up, what's next? Look up. That's it. And if you see it getting rejected by the daily 10 after it maybe wicks above, then use it as resistance. You can assume that was probably it. Now it's going to go down. But if it doesn't do that and it gets on top and uses that as support, assume, okay, 31.2 is the next thing, or 31.250 is the next overhead resistance. Is probably going to pop right up there. And let's see how small price candles, like 5 minute, 1 hour, something like that. Let's see how it interacts with 31,250. Then if it gets above, use it as support. Then you can say, shit, it's going up all the way to the weekly 10, and that should last you at least 5 days. At least 5 days of this analysis. So I hope that was helpful. Click this video right here if you want some futures trading tips. It's going to be one of the most helpful videos you've ever seen. And click this video right here if you want to know with a high degree of confidence why Ethereum will hit under $1,000, perhaps even as low as $650 this bear market. You just got typified worldwide. Peace.